You know, one of the things, there's a lot, and this confused me for many years. You know, when I've studied goals teaching for 20, 25 years, and there's people out there that teach, don't set a goal that's so big that you can't believe that you can reach it. And I hear you saying totally the opposite, and the opposite is set a goal that you want. Forget about whether you think you can reach it or not.
Hilary didn't know how to get to the top of Mount Everest.
Right.
He went there in 51 and he failed.
Right.
Everybody said, see, I told you you couldn't do it. Nobody had ever done it.
Right.
Anybody that tried to go to the top of that mountain died.
Right.
But he didn't stay home. He's a beekeeper from Auckland, New Zealand. Where did he get the idea he could stand on top of the world? Mm-hmm. He went back in 52, and he failed again. He knew he could get to the top because he could see himself at the top. He went back in 53, and he and Tenzing Norgay were the first two to stand on top of the world. I've worked with him. I've had the pleasure of meeting him. 1,000 people have been up there since. Nobody knows who the last one was.
Right.
Nobody knew how to get a plane off the ground. The world believed it couldn't be done. But the Wright brothers could see it. See, our problem is we think we have to know how it's going to happen. You don't have to know how it's going to happen. That's God's job. Our job is to know what's going to happen.
Right.
And it will be delivered. Seek ye first this kingdom, and all these things will be given to us. What things? Whatever things are necessary for the manifestation of the goal. If we can get that right, forget about this. You've got to be realistic. Right. See, our paradigm dictates our logic. Right. But think of this. Our paradigm produces our results, too. If I'm earning $50,000 a year, my paradigm has me earning $50 a year. Mm-hmm. For me to earn $50 a month, that's totally illogical. Mm-hmm. If I want to do better than I'm doing, I'm going to have to think in illogical terms because my logic is governed by my paradigm. Right. Anything beyond what my paradigm can see is crazy. It's illogical. If my goals are a little nuts, I'm not interested in them.
Okay. How am I going to develop Hilary's belief? You know, how am I going to develop the Wright brothers' belief? I mean, obviously, they went through so much failure that something kept them persisting. How do I, you know, I've adopted a sea-level goal. I've heard you tell people that if the goal doesn't take your breath away, you know, if it doesn't make you feel a little nervous, it's not big enough. Mm-hmm. And but how do I develop the belief that's strong enough that keeps me in pursuit of that?
Stay plugged into a good coach.
Okay.
You know, keep reading the material.
Okay.
And understand if you keep thinking of it, you'll start to believe it.
Okay.
And it's like William James around the turn of the century said, believe, and your belief will actually create the fact.
Okay.
And you can write a lie on a piece of paper. If you read it over and over and over again, you're going to start to believe it.
Okay.
And when you believe it, that's when it starts to move into form.
Okay.
We believe lies now, and they're controlling us. We believe that there's lack and limitation in the world. There is no lack and limitation in the world. There's abundance in the world. We believe there's certain things we can't do because we haven't got enough formal education. Mm-hmm. That's not true. I had 2 months high school. I didn't even try to do anything because I didn't have any formal education. I believed I couldn't get a job because I didn't have any experience. I'm teaching mental health to psychiatrists today. You see, all those beliefs, no foundation.
Right.
If you can see it, you can hold it in your hand. Stella Mann said, if you can hold it in your head, you can hold it in your hand. You've got to go down a different road than the masses are going down. If you want to really live the way God intended to live. Steve Bowe says God's gift to us is more talent and ability than we'll ever hope to use in our lifetime. Our gift to God is to develop as much of that talent and ability as we can in this lifetime. You're not going to do that believing what the masses believe.
Right.